Hey everybody, welcome back to SUBTA Studios. I'm Paul Chambers, co-founder and CEO of SUBTA, the Subscription Trade Association, and I am super excited today to be talking about affiliate marketing. Why? Because this is something we get asked about a lot as SUBTA, and I'm joined here by Janine Crooks from AWIN and their sister company ShareASale to tell us a little bit more. Thanks so much for joining me today, Janine.
Well, thank you so much for letting me be a guest. I'm honored.
Yes, and I'm super excited because this is a very important topic. And what I'm even more excited about is for the offer you're going to share with everybody at the end of our episode today. And it is absolutely something they have to take advantage of. And then the amazing tips that you're going to give us along the way. And it's amazing to me that ShareASale has over 500 subscription boxes on their platform. So
we do indeed. A lot of subscription boxes have discovered the benefits of having an affiliate program. It's very cost effective and a great way to get the word out about, whatever their box is offering. So
yeah, absolutely. And so let's dive into that because affiliate marketing is such an important thing right now as rising ad costs are happening out there. SEO is more competitive. Social media is so challenging. But there's one tried and true source out there that I think is largely untapped, and that's the affiliate side. So let's first kind of define that for our audience and talk about why it's a good strategy.
Sure. Well, let me explain real fast, just for folks who aren't familiar with how affiliate marketing works. Say you had a website about shoes and I was Zappos. If somebody clicked through from your website to mine and made a purchase, I would pay you a commission. So that's as simple, as I can make it for how affiliate marketing works. And so, it works the same way for a subscription box. If you've got a site that talks about boxes, reviews them, and you send someone to me and they make a purchase, then I pay you a commission. So it's performance-based marketing. And I think that's one of the most powerful things, at a time when, as you were mentioning, so many costs are rising for advertising, to bid on keywords and all those other kinds of things. This is one where you pay for performance. So they don't make a commission unless they've actually sold the box. So how good is that?
Yeah.
It's like adding extra people to your marketing team.
And that makes total sense because as far as an acquisition strategy goes, you're not paying for that cost until a sale is actually made.
Exactly. And you've even got time after the sale is made to verify that it was a valid sale. So if their credit card doesn't work or, they've given you a bad address or whatever the thing might be, if they end up returning their first box, as long as it happens within that 30-day period, you've got time to decline that transaction.
Can you set yourself how much you're paying out as far as that commission goes?
Yes, you do. You decide that. So you can base that on your margin, whatever it is that works well with you, you can do. So we've got folks that are paying a percentage. We've got some folks that are paying a flat rate. Some are paying recurring revenue. So it's kind of a bigger nut up front, and then they pay a little bit less on an ongoing basis for each month. The biggest thing to remember is you want to pay the affiliates for what you want them to do.
You do
that.
Do you see a strategy that works better in there of the one-time versus the ongoing recurring payment?
I've seen both be very successful, honestly. I think if you're going to do the one-time payment, you need to make that payment a little bit sweeter because they don't have the chance of the recurring revenue. Affiliates are comfortable with either scenario. So, you can kind of see what works with you. You can kind of test it out. You can put some affiliates on one plan and some others on a different plan and just kind of see what seems to be working best with you. You've also got the option with affiliate marketing. If you've got some top performers, you can give them a bonus. You can increase their pay rate. I usually tell people not to pay all their commission, everything that they can afford. Don't offer that all up front.
Yeah.
Hold a little bit back so that you can bonus your best performers. Or perhaps you're going to have some sort of a contest, get 5 signups in the next 30 or 60 days, and you'll receive a blank bonus.
That's an interesting approach. All right, we're going to come back around to that because I like that. I like that idea. I want to talk about, when you're just getting started, I remember we did this back in the good old days when we were running Gentleman's Box, had a little spreadsheet and we'd track everybody and we track their commission and we paid them. What are the reasons, what are the pain points associated with that and how are those solved with a system like ShareASale?
Well, there's a couple different ones. For starters, you really don't have all the same tools that we have to check on compliance for those different publishers. And that's kind of a big deal now. There's a lot of folks, unfortunately, that are out there that try and figure out a way to collect commissions that they didn't earn. And so a big part of our job is to screen them before they even get into the network. So therefore, you know that anybody that you're working with in our network has been screened. And then we also monitor them on an ongoing basis. So if we see someone starting to maybe pull some shenanigans, we investigate them. And if they're not good, we have no problems kicking them out of the network. But that's stuff that we can take care of that, has a lot going on there. Some of the other advantages over like starting your own in-house program, to be honest, the influencers don't know you. They
Hmm.
may or may not, but odds are they don't know you. So they don't know how well your site converts. They don't know how well your tracking performs. They don't know that you're going to pay them. So they know when they're working with a company like ours that they will be paid. And speaking of payment, that can be another pain point. It costs you money as a business to send out a payment. And so are you going to pay them every single month, even if they just earned a little bit of money? Are you going to set a threshold that you're going to monitor and they have to hit that threshold before you pay them? So there's some decisions that you have to make. Whereas for us, if you work on an affiliate network, our threshold each month for commission is $50, but that can be any combination of all the programs that they belong to. So while they might make, $20 from your program, they're probably making $30 or more from some of the other programs they work with. So they get used to that nice regular payment and they know they can count on that with us.
Yeah.
So, those are a couple of the different things that you're, trying to work with. And also right now, tracking can be a really big issue. A lot of people that I talk to will say, oh, well, I've got an affiliate program. I've got this plugin, or I've gone to, my site came with affiliate program and I just hit click and it was on. It sounds really good in theory.
Yeah.
But right now, daily, the technology keeps changing.
Yeah.
And so most of those scenarios don't really keep up with all of that. We have tens of thousands of merchants that we work with. So we have hundreds of programmers on staff whose sole job is to make sure that they're constantly updating our tracking to make sure that no transactions get lost, which is, when you're working with an affiliate, that's their number one priority. If they made
Yeah.
the sale, they want it to be tracked. They want to be paid for it.
Yeah.
So, that's one of the other things we can bring to the table that I think is really huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And plugins
Big
are
time.
nice though, Janine, because they're free. But
Mhm.
let's talk about the cost structure of ShareASale, because I feel like that could be made up as a setup, because I know how much it costs, and to me it's a huge value add. For our audience's benefit though, share us a little bit about what that looks like and some of the other benefits surrounding that come with a program like ShareASale.
I would be glad to. Yeah. So for us, I mean, there is a startup fee that's normally $625. Wink, wink. Take a hint. Special deal that may be coming up. But after you pay that fee, and then we ask you to put a deposit against commissions, then it's only $35 a month.
Wow.
So it's actually less than some of the other things that I've seen people using. And there's no limit to the number of affiliates you can have for that. So I've seen some other programs that were structured where, from this number to this number of affiliates, it costs this much. And then, oops, you crossed that threshold. So it's going to cost you more every month. So, we don't do that. It's $35 a month is the minimum. And the way it works, and I'm going to take my time to kind of explain this because I want to make sure everybody understands this, is we do a 20% override on whatever commission you pay out. So say you had a commission of $10, we would charge you $12. We would pay the affiliate $10 and we would keep $2, and that's how we pay our bills.
Got it.
And then the minimum of that is $35 a month. So, for a tier 1 network, honestly, nobody can touch our pricing on that. Because the thing is that, we've got this huge publisher base, for example, that you can tap into and be able to recruit from. And we've already got over 7,000 affiliates that are actively promoting subscription boxes. I mean, we're not just talking 7,000 affiliates in our network. We've got several 100,000 affiliates in our network, the ones that actually know and understand how to promote subscription boxes. And that is definitely a skill. And their audience comes to them because they trust them when they're talking about subscription boxes, or whatever other topics that they're talking about. And so, that's not something you're just going to be able to go and find on your own. Plus, they're right there already in the network. You don't have to go out and recruit them, which can be a serious pain point when you're trying to run your own program, especially if you want to try and get any scale to it. If you want to, the Excel spreadsheet works out great if you're going to work with 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
If you're going to be working with 70 or 80, the Excel spreadsheet will give you a migraine.
Oh yeah. I can only imagine, and I have brings back nightmares kind of thinking about the way we used to do this back in the good old days. I will tell you this, and for the benefit of our audience, as SUBTA, we put together our annual holiday gift guide, and often affiliates, media, different individuals reach out to us and say, and hey, we're interested in including some of these brands in an article that we saw that you guys have over here in your holiday gift guide. Can you tell us if they have a ShareASale link? Specifically ShareASale, which so it's very common and very sought after, and makes it so much easier when you're working with media. The conglomerates like BuzzFeed and different ones out there. They're specifically because they're already plugged into the platform and they know it well. So if anything, just for that benefit alone, I think it's worth it.
Well, I mean, you've really touched on a crucial point here, in that a lot of the mass media expects you to have an affiliate program, and just as you said, that's one of their first questions. And if you want them to cover you, they're going to ask where that program is. And what's really, I mean, we consider it an honor that they refer people to us. I mean, I've literally had like NBC point people to us, LTK, who was an exhibitor at the last subscription box summit. They were telling people, oh, go to ShareASale. There are 2 booths down, and that's who you need to sign up with to work with us. And there's a lot of companies that are that way. There's mass media companies that are that way. There are companies like Skimlinks, which is actually kind of a group of bloggers who uses Skimlinks technology so that they don't have to figure out individually what affiliate codes to put onto their site. And they've got literally hundreds of thousands of bloggers they work with. But you have to have a program on a major network to be able to work with Skimlinks. And so, and see, now here's one other benefit for that. Because we are such a big partner with companies like Skimlinks, like Sovereign, like LTK, there's a lot of communication that takes place between our company and theirs. So instead of you being like one little voice going, excuse me, it's like, ShareASale has a question.
And it is amazing to me how there have been times where we've had media reach out to us and say, can you send us all the subscriptions that have specifically ShareASale? And so it's really such a benefit to be looking at a platform like this and making sure and investing in a platform like this. So I want to talk about now, not from a dollars investment, but what about a time investment? What does this take to set up and manage on a monthly or weekly basis?
That's a really good question, because I know that, a lot of the folks that own boxes are solopreneurs. They don't have a lot of extra time in their week. So I mean, I'll tell you up front, like the first week when you're getting everything set up, it's going to take a few hours, to do that. You're not on a time crunch. Like just because you started the process on Monday, you don't have to be done by Friday. If it's going to take you 2 weeks to do it, God bless. We're here to help you whenever you're ready to make those next steps forward. And then in the first week, you're going to have a lot of affiliates that will sign up for you. So you're going to have to review those guys, decide who you want to work with, decide, no, this isn't a match. And I'll kind of give you a little hint. A lot of the coupon sites come right up front and they just apply. You do not have to work with them. It's your program, your company. You decide who you want as your partner. So, there's no obligation there. But we can help with some guidance on that. We've got things built into the system that let we've got a system that's like pluses or minuses. So you can see who's got a lot of pluses. And those are the guys for sure. If they apply to your program, say yes. Because there's a reason why all the other merchants love them as well. So once you've kind of gone through the initial stuff, then you're only looking at a couple hours a week, and that's when you're going to do things like approve new affiliate applications, review the transactions which took place and decide which ones you can approve or which ones should be declined. What I suggest too is maybe once a month sending out a newsletter to your affiliates. And that's something that you can do for free right through our system.
No kidding.
It's nice and easy to do, and it keeps them kind of excited. Keeps you more top of mind when you do that. If you've got any special deals or, oh my goodness, we just added this to our collection. It's a good way to let the affiliates know that. And, they get that and they're like, oh yeah, those guys, I think I might want to do, a tweet about them or something like that, or post something on Instagram because they're really good. So,
that's good. So it's important to be top of mind with the affiliates in there.
It really does pay off. But an affiliate program does not have to take over your life. It really doesn't. You can do it in a couple of hours a week. And, the reward for that is that you've got all of your affiliates out there promoting your company on a performance basis. So you're not paying them to put a banner ad on their site. You don't have to do that.
We love
Um,
that.
yeah, it's
Absolutely.
smart to do these
Yeah.
days. It's smart to do.
Yeah. So let's talk for a second now about the changing tech landscape and the deterioration of third-party cookies and the effect that's having on affiliate programs. How are you guys seeing that? How are you addressing that? What's happening out there right now in your world?
Well, there's a lot going on with that right now. Especially half of the search engine traffic right now is on search engines that already don't permit third-party cookies.
Okay.
So, that's Bing and that's Yahoo and, so many of the other ones there. Google does for now, but they actually in 2024 are planning on getting rid of them. So, you kind of want to have what you need in place for that. Not all the technologies that are the ones that, perhaps came with your plugin or whatever are capable of tracking all of that the way it needs to be done. The major networks, we've already got solutions in place. So it's not an issue for us. You know what I mean? It was kind of the same thing that happened with the whole ITP development,
Mhm.
because basically, thanks to ITP, unless you were compliant, you really weren't getting traffic from any kind of Apple device, including like iPhones.
Yeah.
It could really easily be messed up. And I know I tried doing a little bit of shopping on sites that were not ITP compliant and it did not work. Oh my goodness. But that's something that we as an affiliate network take care of so
Yeah.
that our merchants don't have to worry about that.
That's good.
You know, you want to focus on selling boxes. I think that's a beautiful thing. Let us take care of all the other stuff, like all the regulations, things like that, GDPR, ITP, CCPA. And there's more in the pipeline. That's
Oh
my job
gosh.
as well, to keep track of all those things. And oh yeah, they're really excited about, even more rules and regulations. But that's our job, to make sure that you're compliant with that. So, that's kind of one of the things that plugins not going to necessarily handle for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Rules, regulations, and acronyms. Those are the government's favorite things to do.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
Great.
we'll get away from that scary stuff then, and I want to talk about, like, let's want to know how we can enhance this for our merchants out there and give them some tips and some best practices. What are some of the ways that you see, like, what are some of the best deals to offer out there that get the affiliates excited? And this is a special SubTo Studios exclusive tip here. I know you're going to reveal. What are some of the ways that merchants can really take advantage of their affiliate programs and get them
Well, one of
excited?
the things that I think it's important to mention is don't necessarily get all caught up in the volume that an affiliate is saying. They don't have to have 100,000 followers to be great. They can have 5,000 followers, but 5,000 engaged followers.
Yeah.
So that if that particular blogger or Instagrammer or YouTuber says, I think this is wonderful, I think you'd be very happy if you went and bought it. And those people race right out, pull out their credit cards, and they buy it. I'd rather have somebody with 5,000 engaged followers than somebody with 100,000. Yeah, kind of care, or they just turn to the next page or whatever. Those are the ones who could really move the needle. So don't be afraid of doing that. Like, one of the things that we've got a lot of on ShareASale as well is we've got a lot of niche publishers and niche affiliates. And so maybe they're writing about kids. Maybe they're writing about food. Maybe they're writing about travel, all those sorts of things. Or specifically, stuff for women that are going through this, stuff for men that enjoy golf or something. I mean, there's, you know how many different kinds of boxes there are. My gosh,
Yes.
literally thousands.
One for everything.
Exactly. So working with those particular affiliates that really will target on something like that can be really beneficial to do as well. So that's kind of one of the things to keep in mind. And then from the standpoint of working with affiliates, like, you're going to get, as I mentioned, coupon sites that are going to apply to your program. And sometimes people are really like, oh my God, no, you're going to cost me a fortune in revenue or whatever, to try and do this. It doesn't have to be that way. There are all sorts of other things that you can do. And as a matter of fact, just yesterday, I was on the phone with somebody helping them with their subscription box program. And they're like, what do I do? I don't want a discount forever. And when I first jumped onto her site, the first thing that popped up was, register your email and I'll give you a 10% discount. Okay, there's offer number one,
Yeah.
And along the top, it had something about, sign up for a 3-month subscription and you get free shipping. She's already offering that. So that's not going to really eat into her profit margin into any kind of way that she hasn't already allowed for.
Mm-hmm.
All we're doing is say, kind of turn that into an offer, let the world know.
Yeah.
You know, and let the world take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Or something that I think works very well for subscription boxes is to offer a free gift, perhaps in the first box. Now, you and I both know that there's a lot of subscription box companies that maybe have the little bit of leftover inventory from previous boxes that has excellent perceived value, but you already own it. Tuck one of those in the box. You don't have to say specifically what that product is going to be. That's the free gift, but you can say free gift with a $20 value or something like that. So, you can do all of those different strategies as well and be just as successful with those kind of offers on coupon sites. Because seriously, for products, especially specific products, it's not uncommon to see 90% of all searches start on coupon sites.
Yeah. Yep.
So, to be able to do that, don't discount all the traffic that can come from that.
Right.
There's ways to work with them that aren't going to bust your budget.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then if you can afford to say, take 10% off your first box or something like that, great. But, hopefully those ideas gave you some ideas as well on your side of what you can do that fits with your box that, is also a way where it's perceived value that's really good. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. And, I love this because this conversation today has been like an affiliate marketing 101, 201, and 301 all wrapped into one. You've really taken us down a great path here of understanding. And before we get to this, first of all, if you're not signed up for a ShareASale right now and you don't do it after this, I don't know what could be more convincing than this conversation. And this is truly like an unbiased, this isn't a sales pitch. This is really meaningful from what we're seeing. And I know what you're seeing out there, Janine. So I want to just kind of recap a couple of the high points of what you shared here today. Bonusing out your best performers being super important, that being a great tip, because paying attention to some of your best affiliates or your biggest fans and finding ways to take extra special care of them. On the flip side of that, using the customers that come in from it, finding ways to give them extra incentive, like you just mentioned, with a special item in your first box that they could get in there. A great way to drive additional sales, to create value. That's not just a percent off or free shipping. Finding something tangible there. I love that tip. That's really cool. You gave some great advice on pay what you can. Be conscious of your budget. Be conscious of what you're doing with your business and do what's comfortable for you. You don't need to pay it all up front. You can do recurring revenue with them in there, but be smart and sensible about it. And that's fantastic that a lot of people don't think about it. They think I just need to give a big offer out there. So I love that advice. And then one of the last things that I made a note on here that you mentioned was being top of mind with your affiliates and sending out that monthly newsletter. I think that's super important and something that I know we don't think when we were running our business, our subscription box business, we didn't think about enough, but that's so valuable. It's top of mind is so important. So I love all these tips right here, Janine. Fantastic.
Yeah, one more as you were kind of do that. A lot of times subscription box owners will ask me, do I have to send a free box to every influencer who signs up for my program? The answer to that is no. They need to be worthy of that. If there's something special that they're going to offer you, you think they've got enough volume going on their site, and this is one time when volume might make a difference, or enough activity on their site to warrant getting that box, you can consider it, or you can consider offering them that box at a special price.
That's interesting. That's a good approach.
And then that way they've got it, they can see it, but take a look at the affiliate and make sure that they're worthy of it, because some of them ask for freebies when it's like, I'm sorry, you've got 12 visitors last month, or you made one sale for somebody else.
Well, how do you decide that? How do you decide how it's worth it?
Well, I'll take a look really and see what they've done on their site in the past. So I'll look and see what other reviews did they write about, or if they're a YouTuber, let me take a look at your unboxing videos.
Okay.
Let's kind of see how many people watched it, how many thumbs up did you get on that sort of thing, and see if they did do some reviews. Do they have people who made comments? Are they the same people who made comments on every single post? I've seen that as well.
Yeah.
So it's those kinds of things that you want to do to make sure that, that they, what, we've got a lot of smart people in this industry who really have kind of a spidey sense on that.
Yeah.
And they can tell, you don't have to be an expert on affiliates to be able to go, this is a really good, website, or what were they thinking? And so, that's just kind of one of those concerns I want to allay for, for our viewers today, that you don't have to give out a free box to every influencer who asks for it. You don't.
Yeah,
You don't.
that's really good advice, because I'm sure that's the common misconception out there of like, oh gosh, these people are interested in me. I need to give them something to try it out and to post about it. But, do a little bit of research and you can see, again, it's paying attention to those numbers and what makes sense for you and your business.
Or give them like a mini box,
Yeah.
put 2 items in a box and
Yeah.
send that, and just balance it out so they can get a sense of what your box contains without you getting hit with the full cost of that. That's, no.
All right. So you said it. Let's talk about getting hit with the full cost. That is not the case today. You've got a special offer for our members here, and I truly appreciate that, and I love that you're taking care of our community. Would you mind sharing that with them today?
I would be very honored to, because you know what? I mean, we love working with subscription boxes. That's part of the reason why we're so active with SUBTA. We really like the people in this industry. They're always fun and nice and smart, and it makes it fun to work with them. So I have been given special permission to do a special deal. Normally, our startup fee is $625, which is still pretty much the lowest in the industry. Yeah. But for SUBTA members, we are going to discount that to $550, provided you launch your program by December 1st. So that's a savings of $75, which is kind of big in our industry. We have a lot of competitors who actually charge, thousands of dollars to get started. And here now I'm offering it for $550. So I'm really excited about that. But I really believe in affiliate marketing. I've been doing it for 23 years. I can't imagine doing anything else in my life. I love my industry because I've seen how it can change people's lives when they're affiliates. I've seen how it can change businesses, when they're selling stuff. And all of a sudden they've got some affiliates that are out there promoting their box, and reaching audiences that you're not going to necessarily reach if you buy an ad or if you try and do an email or something like that. These people have their own groups, and there's so many of them. So
that's awesome. So your passion and care shines through, and we love that and appreciate that. So now, how can somebody take advantage of this offer? What's the best way for them to reach out and contact you? Get that started?
Yeah, it would be to just go ahead and that you can email me or you can give me a call. So it's janine.crooks@awin.com. So that's my email address, or my phone number is 410-302-8592. And you can actually get started in the process, because it's a manual process. You guys do it on your own to get started on ShareASale. And then, just contact me, let me know what your program ID number is. And I can go ahead and get that coupon sent out off to you so that $75 comes off your start fee.
That's awesome.
And honestly, for the people that want to do it sooner rather than later, there is still time for you to get your program live before the holidays.
Ah, perfect. Super important.
Oh, yeah.
And this is big for the holidays.
Oh, it's so big. I've seen so many box owners that are really smart, and they'll put together like a special one-time holiday gift box, and so it gives people a chance to kind of sample what you have, and at the same time, who knows, be able to sell a whole bunch more, just because what a great idea for a teenage boy, or for, that aunt that you have no idea what to do. Send her a box with, scented soaps or whatever, she loves, fill in the blank, or that uncle who happens to, really enjoy whiskey or something like that, or grilled, barbecue meats or whatever. I mean, there's so many choices, that too. But I have fun with that. And honestly, when I'm talking to potential affiliates, I often encourage them to make sure that they include subscription boxes as something that they review on their site, because it's not the same old. It's not one more sweater that came, from God only knows what store, when they've already got 19 of them. A subscription box is going to be fun for them. And that's what I emphasize, just that fun factor.
Yeah, so it's a gift that keeps on giving all year round and keeps showing up, and they keep remembering how awesome you are. So you can't go wrong with that during the holidays, for sure. Well,
absolutely.
Janine, we will put your contact information as well as details on the offer and the promo in the description of this and the comments on whatever platform this lands on. I also want to encourage our audience to like, comment, share, follow, whatever awesome buttons you can find around this post and this piece of media right now. Press them, except for the thumbs down one. We don't like that one, but press them, engage with us, engage with AWin and ShareASale, and that's what helps keep this amazing community going. Janine, thanks so much for being here today. I really, really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. And, wishing everybody a really successful Q4.
Absolutely. As always, thanks so much for being here and tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode.